guys, in this video I'll be showing you how to use Postman to test your web server with a couple of API calls and all of that done in GitHub Actions. Right, so Postman is this program where you can really easily, with a graphical user interface, define API calls where you have your body set up, you have pre-request scripts and tests. So whereas in pre-request scripts, you can set variables which you want to use in the body, and then in the tests, you can parse your JSON bodies to define these redefine variables that you will use in later API calls, perhaps, and also test whatever you've received with status codes. Right, so in Postman, you can export your collections here, and then you'll get a JSON file, which I've imported into my project right here, into a Newman directory, as you can see here, and with this Postman collection, and here my environmental files. So this is a Docker Compose project with multiple Docker Compose YAML files. And so for the stage that I want to be looking at within GitHub Actions, I've created a new Docker Compose file.staging and defined a service here called Newman. Right? So Newman executes this entry point, which I've defined here, where I basically just run through my collection that I've saved here. So Newman is the CLI pendant to Postman, and basically is developed by Postman, right? So this is a really easy way of running your API through a CLI command. Okay, so now I've just recently committed something to master, and I want that to be run on my GitHub cloud. So I have to define a workflow which is saved onto .github/workflow. And here I can see, okay, well, I want this to be run on a Ubuntu machine on a GitHub cloud. I want to build my Docker Compose stack with my base and .staging file here. Then I want to run the entire configuration, check if all containers are live, have a look at the containers just to log the results, then show the Newman results that I've run, and just check that it exited correctly, and lastly push all the images that I've created into my Docker Hub registry, so my server can really easily just pull the images when it's done. Right, so I've already run this. I've done a really easy commit, which surely didn't break anything, and so this is my code base, right? And so right up here you can see your actions. And see, it was just like commented out caching, which is not in the scope of this tutorial or demo. And here you can see, all right, okay, this is my build, and it's basically shown me all the steps that I've just described, right? So like build the Docker Compose stack. It shows everything that Docker usually does, how it runs, shows me all the containers. So everything's set up, and then it shows me the Newman results, right? So the Newman results all show me status code is 200, and at the end of the day, no test failed, which is great. And so because that setup, which is worked, I could push all my images to Docker Hub, and so my server, if it has any, well, in this case, it does have a cron tab running. It can regularly pull the images from Docker Hub and update itself. This is essentially super nice because I have a separate Docker Compose production file, which only references the images in comparison to the staging file, which always wants to build the containers, want to build the images from start. Okay, that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a bit rushed. It was a lot of material, but if you have any questions, please come up and ask me, and I'd be happy to help you with whatever configuration you have in mind. Thank you.